Okay, before we start our class today, let's pray together. So let me lead the process of pray. Okay, pray begin. Finish. Okay. And next, before we start our class, let me open the event with play the national anthems of Indonesia and Malaysia. Okay. Okay, thank you. Okay. Okay, before we start our class, let me introduce myself. Today, I will explain about me. So, my name is Diman Setiawan, and I'm a junior lecturer in Universitas PGRI Madiun. And about me, I'm just an ordinary person which interest in multimedia. I like multimedia, photography, videography, and I like business and software engineering topics. And I like football. I also do play music, guitar, and like gaming. Mobile Legend, Call of Duty. I like this. And if you want a collaboration with me or talking about something, you can save my number and let's talk about our projects together. Okay. My number is here. You can screenshot or just writing it a note. Maybe you will play or vacation in Indonesia and contact me. It's okay. And my education, I am a Bachelor of Information Technology in STT Darmaiswara Madiun, and I'm a Magister of Information Technology. My concern is at multimedia digital technique. And my experiences, I'm being content creator and graphic designer, photographer in food and beverage business in 2014 until 2015. And I'm being teaching assistant in STT Darmaiswara Madiun. And today, I'm being a lecturer in Information System Department and also as a study program secretary, also as general manager on research. And my business, I have a GoStart.id. I'm a founder and content creator in GoStart.id. And 22 until now, I have a company, small company in CV Pandawa Digital Media, like as founder and executive manager. Okay, this is about me, simple. I'm just an ordinary person to learn something, just like that. Okay, we back to the topic. Okay, in this class, we will learn about introduction to algorithm design and development. Okay, before we start our topic, can you give your opinion about computer? What do you know about computers? Give one word to describe computer. Anybody else can give opinion? What is a computer?
Electronic device.
Okay.
Advanced electric.
Okay. Many things about computer. Okay. This is make me easier life and make me fun, make us happy. We can watch Netflix. We can listen, sing, listen many songs on YouTube, and we can work with computer. But how computer can work? Can we work? Okay. In this topic one, in this day, we will introduction to computer system. We have goals today. I hope you guys can understand about computer definition, understand about overview and history of computers, understand basic component of the von Neumann architecture, and electronic data instruction, system unit, system board, microprocessor, RAM and ROM, and input or output devices. If we talk about technology and human, I have one statement to describe it. Technology makes human lives easier, faster, better, and more fun. This is a sample. If at past if we want to order food, we must go to the restaurant, waiting for the servant and wait for our food to be done. This is the long process. But with technology, this is make us easier. If we're starving and want to eat something, or we want to drink something, at this day and this era, with just one click, we can use food delivery apps. Now we can order food wherever we are, such as GrabFood, Foodpanda, etc. And technology make us faster. If we want to send a message, we must write a letter and put it an envelope to send with mail delivery services. And this day, we don't need it. In this era, we just install social media apps like Instagram, Telegram, or WhatsApp. Now we can send many messages to everyone faster than we use mail delivery services. This is technology make us faster. And technology make us better. This example is if we want to pay for something, we must pick up the money from our wallet. But in this today, we can pay everything just use smartphone. You can use payment apps like barcode scanner or mobile banking, etc. This is so simple, better, easier, and faster. And the last, technology makes more fun. I like this point. So, if if we learn something, we must buy a book, many books, and read a books, and after that we practice about what we read. But in this era, we can use virtual course. You can use video online course and learn anything about something with more fun, more realistic, and give us more experience. In this picture, you can look the three person, look at the object. This is a building, and she is and he is use some augmented reality glass, and some people use tablet to visualization 3D models of the buildings. So technology makes us more fun. We can learn more fun and realistic, also give us more experience with interactive media. And if we talk about computer definition, is an electronic device operating under the control of instructions stored in its own memory that can accept data, process data according to specific rules, produce results, and store the results for future use. This is a computer definition. And computer definition have two major components. If we talk about computer, always have hardware and software. Hardware is electronic devices, and software can we call it instruction or program or apps, etc. The software is stored in the computer on memory. So software is not visible, different like hardware. If you know about hardware, monitor, mouse, keyboard, everything we can touch, this is called hardware. But anything technology can be touched, this is software. Okay. Okay, the next we will talk about hardware. Hardware is device the process data to create information. Example, input device, output device, storage, and processing device. Maybe this class know about input device. Can you give me sample? Give me some sample about input device on your computer.
Keyboard.
Keyboard. Okay, good.
Mouse.
Scanners, mouse. Anything else? Okay. What is different headset and headphone? Headset and headphone. Are you agree if headset include input device? Input device?
Yes.
Agree. Agree. This headset is input device. But headset also have component to output device in the speaker. So headset is have two function. This is we call it can be called input device or output device. Okay, and the next is the software. Software, the point of software is technology can be touched. If we want to touch the technology, if we want to touch the software, we must use the keyboard. We must use input device to change the software. Software is step-by-step instruction that tell the computer how to do its work. It's also called a program or apps, and it's have purpose to convert data to useful information. This is some web codings, and this is an illustration about how codings can make some apps like that. And what is computer? So computer is hardware and software. If you think hardware, just hardware, it's not. It can't be called computer. If you think software, computer is not. Computer is combination of hardware and software. Are you understand, people? Do you understand, class? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Okay, we will talk about computer. Computer receives data and process the data and produce output and store information. So actually, if we talk about computer, this is just a tool. Tool who is the mixing the data and processing data and produce to information. This is about computer. And computer are categorized into several types. There is a personal computer can perform all of its input processing, output, and storage activities by itself. A mainframe is large, expensive, powerful computer that can handle hundreds or thousands of connected users simultaneously. And a mid-range computer or server are computer with processing capabilities less powerful than a mainframe computer, yet more powerful than a personal computer. And the last, we have a supercomputer is the fastest, most powerful computer and capable of processing more than 1 quadrillion instructions in a single second. This is many of computers, but we will look about personal computer. Okay, personal computer, I think in this class have a personal computer, like laptop, notebook, Chromebook, just like that. And if we talk about mainframe computer, we will look, this is many cables and many operators just to operational this computer, this mainframe computer. Okay, and this is a mid-range computer. And at the last, this is we have a supercomputer. Supercomputer. Okay. The next session we will talk about overview and history of computer. Let's talk about history of computers. Okay, this is first is zero generation. This is 1642 until 1940 period. This is called technology mechanical era. Many inventor like Blaise Pascal, Gottfried von Leibniz, Carlos Babbage, John V. Atanasov, and Clifford Berry has defined a program to calculate things. And this is a sample of Pascal. And the next is the first generation. The first generation have a characteristic. So in this first generation, computer use vacuum tube, and use vacuum tubes for circuitry and magnetic drums for memory. And vacuum tubes have a size very large, made from glass, and have a negativity aspect. This is fragile and short-lived, had burned out, use a great deal of electricity, very expensive. And think this first generation computers relies on machine language could only solve one problem at a time. And the input, punch card and paper tape, then output just display one printout. So the simple point about this first generation computer is have big size, and they have some tasks and cannot use many tasks. Just display one printouts. Inventor like ENIAC and John V. Matchley, and was programmable alternate data purpose. ADVAC, IAS, UNIVAC. This is commercially available computer. This is IBM 65T. So this is computer in the first generation. It's too big, and you can look the many cable of this. And now we can call it a supercomputer. But this is a developed process of the computer from the big size to small size. Okay. This is two generation. In second generation, we will look about the transistor. Technology define it. This is transistor. What is characteristic about the second generation? Made of specially treated silicon which control the flow of the electric current and generated less heat and wouldn't burn out, allow computers to become smaller, faster, cheaper, and more energy efficient than before, and more reliable than vacuum tubes. And this technology use assembly language, allow programmers to specify instruction in words. The type of computer, example, IBM 6020, IBM 7094, until Unified 11H. Okay, this is second generation. We can look. This is computer is still large. Different, but we have a personal computer. The size is so big. And then the third generation. The third generation technology is fine integrated circuit based. The inventor of the computer of the third generation used ICs in place of transistor. A single IC has many transistors, resistor, and capacitor along with the associated circuitry. The IC was invented by Jack Kilby, and the system we use high-level language like as Fortran 2, 2.4, Chopper, Pascal, Basic, Alco 68, etc. And the types of computer like as IBM 3060 series until TDC 3060. This is a TDC 3060. And the fourth generation until present, period 19H until present, technology just founded, very large scale integration or VLSI, microprocessor based. Dozens of transistors were integrated into one single chip. So we can look the Intel inside. Intel one chip have many transistors and many circuit on this body. Okay. The type of computer of the fourth generation, like DEC 10 star 1000 BDP 11 until PRX MP atau supercomputer. This is a supercomputer. And the last, present and beyond, this is a fifth generation. The technology involved is ultra-large scale integration or ULSI technology, which one integrating or embedding millions of transistors on one single silicon semiconductor microchip. The types of computer like as desktop, laptop, notebook, ultrabook, and Chromebook. And this is invention. This is find about artificial intelligence, which have a goal to develop devices that respond to natural language input and are capable of learning and self-organize. And welcome to era robotics, nanotechnology, and anything smaller than microtechnology. And this era include age of connectivity, release of WE started in 1991, like website, and possible to connect computers all over the world. This night. In this fifth generation, we can find the wireless revolution, like Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, etc. Okay. And then we will talk about von Neumann. Okay, who is that? Who is he? This is a von Neumann. This is a father of the computer architecture. How computer can work like magic. There is a contribute of John von Neumann, which makes a von Neumann architecture. Okay, about von Neumann architecture, you can you can look the video. I will stop share and I will look the video. Wait a minute.
Karena Detolful, segarnya bikin aku unstoppable. Berani taklukkan panasmu.
Welcome. Architecture of computer. Every object in the world has its own architecture. Like human has its body architecture, car has its own architecture, even building and offices has its own architecture. Architecture defines how function works. The same way computer has its own architecture, on which computer runs. There are two types of architecture. First, von Neumann architecture. Second, Harvard architecture. Architecture also known as computer model. Let's discuss von Neumann architecture in detail. Von Neumann architecture was designed and developed by the great mathematician and scientist, John von Neumann, in the year 1945. Most of the computer of today's world run on the von Neumann architecture. Whether mainframe or personal computer. Let's see the architecture. Input comes and stores in the memory. The input becomes the command and ready to process. The processor fetch the command from memory. There is two part in the process. First CU, control unit. Second ALU, arithmetic logic unit. The role of the CU is to manage the commands and input-output. ALU is work to perform mathematics functions. After processing complete, the control unit stores the result in memory and display the output. This is the working of von Neumann architecture. Let's discuss components. 1. Input. Input comes through input device like keyboard, mouse, etc. 2. Memory. The data temporary store in the memory called RAM. 3. Process. Process has two parts. 1. Control unit. The control units works like traffic cop. It control and manage the process and input-output. The control unit fetch and store data, to and from memory. 2. Arithmetic logic unit. The role of the ALU is to perform mathematics calculation, like addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, etc. 4. Output. The output display through the monitor, printer, etc. We will learn the working of hardware later in detail. Let's understand von Neumann architecture with example. We enter 20 plus 20 through keyboard. The data is stored in the memory called RAM and ready to process. The control unit fetch the command and checks which operation is to be performed. If it is arithmetic operation, the CU command to the ALU for operation. ALU perform the addition and send back the result to the CU. CU store the result in memory and display it through output device. Do you know? Computer does not understand text, images, and videos. It only understands the 10 format. It is called the binary language. Computer convert all the text, images, and videos into the 10 format to understand it.
No sound. Sir, we cannot hear you.
I'm sorry. Thank you. Okay. I will re-explain it about the von Neumann architecture. In every half with word, like a car, like a building, and human in the world, this have architecture. Car have architecture, building have architecture, and human have architecture. Architecture defines how function works, how computer works, how car works, how building can be functional, how human works, like that. And the computer have architecture. There are two architecture, von Neumann and Harvard. But in this case, we will talk about von Neumann architecture. The founder of von Neumann architecture is John von Neumann in 1945, and this inventor is used until today, used in mainframe or personal computer. This work about architecture just like that. The component, there are input, there are memory, output, and the process. The process of the computer is saved in a memory. And this is the component like input device like a keyboard and mouse, and the memory like a RAM, store commands, room, and the process is like this. I like this sample, but the von Neumann architecture. Actually, I do not really understand about the von Neumann architecture, but we can look how the von Neumann architecture work. Like simply, okay. If we typing on keyboard, use apps, calculator, or Excel, typing 20 plus 20. What's point 20 per 20? The computer is saved by memory, and the process of Xiu or Aku. Oh, this thing about addition, about 20 and 20. And the process and the output is 40. This is some process about von Neumann architecture. If you don't understand about von Neumann architecture, you can read many reference about von Neumann architecture. But in this era, we just end user, so we don't need to deep about how computer works, but we just use the computer and try to give the best with the technology computer to make our productivity is good and make our life is better than before. Okay. Okay. I think that's enough for our discussion today. Any question, maybe? Any question from you guys?
No.
No. Can we talk with bahasa?
Ya, bisa.
Bisa ya? Oke. Jadi kelas kita hari ini sudah selesai. Do you understand what I speak?
Paham, Tuan.
Paham.
Oh,
Paham.
paham sekali ya berarti ya.
Paham.
Iya. Kalau pakai bahasa Inggris tadi, paham enggak? Sedikit-sedikit atau paham totalitas?
Yes.
Yes. Tadi ya sempat ngobrol sama kakak siapa tadi?
Sedikit.
Tadi sempat cakap atau sempat ngobrol diskusi sama kak siapa tadi, Kak Sabrina Aulia. Kira-kira untuk
Ya, boleh.
Ya, siswa di UITM ini terbiasa pakai English kah atau bahasa kah gitu. Katanya
Bisa.
dua-duanya bisa gitu ya. Berarti kan luar biasa ya untuk kelas ini ya. Actually, this is my first experience. Jadi pengalaman pertama saya untuk mengajar di kelasnya teman-teman kelas internasional. Suatu kehormatan bagi saya, bagi Pak Dimas, untuk bisa ngajar bersama kakak-kakak yang ada di sini, ketemu dengan teman-teman walaupun wajahnya tidak terlihat ya di sini ya. Wajahnya tidak terlihat, but it's okay. Tapi dari apa yang sudah saya paparkan, itu sudah cukup bisa dimengerti enggak?
Cukup.
Lumayan bisa, Pak.
Lumayan bisa. Berarti alhamdulillah. Berarti the process of delivery knowledge-nya dapat gitu. Saya itu lama nggak bicara bahasa Inggris. Nah, ceritanya gitu. But tiba-tiba ada instruksi untuk mengajar kelas internasional. Ya udah, saya siapkan sebisa saya. Jadi ya hari ini alhamdulillah kita berhasil menyelesaikan satu topik menggunakan bahasa Inggris kayak gitu. Dan ke depan rencananya itu teman-teman kita masih ada satu pertemuan lagi dengan saya untuk membahas soal the electronics data and instruction, system unit, system board, microprocessor, RAM and ROM, and input or output devices. Tapi kalau boleh tanya, teman-teman percaya nggak kalau komputer itu menggunakan bahasa 1 dan 0? Percaya. Okay, you guys all believe about that. But I have a question. Can you prove it? Bisakah teman-teman membuktikan itu? Ada yang bisa membuktikan bahwa 1 dan 0 itu adalah bahasa komputer? You guys believe because you mendapatkan informasi dari kami, Bapak Ibu dosen kayak gitu. Tapi pernah nggak teman-teman itu memikirkan kok bisa ya dari gambar yang ada di komputer, maybe the picture of your boyfriend or girlfriend your computer make from 1 and 0.
Iya, saya.
Ini berarti kan kita apa ya? Kita ya butuh pengetahuan lebih kok bisa angka 1 dan 0 bisa menjadi foto dari pacar kalian. Angka 1 0 bisa menjadi lagu-lagu kesukaan kalian gitu ya. Angka 1 0 ya kan? Angka 1 0 bisa menjadi Ipin dan Upin kayak gitu ya. Angka 1 0 juga bisa menjadi online class. Okay. This is the miracle of the transistor. So the transistor, transistor itu memang sebuah benda kecil yang sangat ajaib. Do you know about a chipset or processor?
No.
Oke.
Sorry, but what?
Sudah tahu ya prosesor ya?
Iya.
Pernahkah teman-teman itu melihat prosesor, dalamnya prosesor? Atau melakukan zoom di prosesornya?
Belum.
Belum ya? Oke.
Belum.
Oke.
Belum.
Saya coba memberitahu soal prosesor. Okay, the process of make of processor, you have, teman-teman sudah pernah tahu nggak prosesnya? Sudah pernah lihat videonya?
Belum.
Belum juga ya? Oke. Sebentar. Kalian tahu nggak prosesor itu terbuat dari apa? Ada yang tahu prosesor itu terbuat dari apa?
Besi.
Dari besi ya. Dari apa? Silikon, dari pasir, kemudian dibuat prosesor. Okay, I will share screen about the processor. Okay, I use a video from Intel. This is explain about how making a chip from the sand. Dilakukan pemanasan atau heating, terus kemudian dipotong menjadi serpian kecil atau lempengan kecil. Kemudian dari lempengan kecil itu, lempengan yang kecil itu dikasih kayak semacam pola di dalamnya membentuk sebuah chip yang nanti dipotong menjadi beberapa bagian kecil. Dalam satu potongan kecil itu terdapat berbagai macam arsitektur yang sekarang kita pakai, yang bisa kita namakan proses. Kita bisa lihat ini potongannya cukup banyak. Ini hampir 1 sampel. cukup canggih ya teman-teman ya. Sebenarnya proses pembuatan prosesor komputer itu bisa dikatakan cerdas. Komputer have intelligence, have some artificial intelligence because of processor. So the miracle of the computer ada di prosesornya. Okay. If you don't have a question or many question, we can close our class today. Are you agree?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
After this class, you have a class again.
Yes, sir.
Apakah ada kelas lagi? Ada kelas apa? Kalau boleh tahu? Ada pelajaran apa? Ini teman-teman lagi ada di kampus atau di rumah?
Di kampus.
Kampus. Siswa.
Tadi ada beberapa yang di kamar ya. Beberapa ada yang di rumah ya. Oke.
Oh, bukan di rumah.
Semuanya berada di kampus.
Semuanya ada di kampus. Oke.
Di kampus.
Oke. Jika tidak ada yang ditanyakan, I think that's enough for our discussion today. And see you until next week. Okay? Thank you. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam.
Terima kasih, Sir.
Thank you, guys.
Waalaikumsalam, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Terima kasih, sir. Waalaikumsalam.
Thank you.